Hi, I'm Jane,
And I'm Anthony.
and this is Words and Numbers, brought to you by the good people at FEE, the Foundation for Economic Education. God help me, Aunt.
Want to know what's new?
I
Let me show let me show you what's new.
actually don't want it, but I do.
This is a mug that came to us, one of two. You got some as well. People are gonna see it with my background.
Let's see, given your idiotic blue screen or green screen background, people could actually see mine.
Right. So Kathleen Bailey and the good people at the Clay Cup in Neosho, Missouri, sent us some beautiful mugs that have the Words and Numbers logo on them.
I'm
And
using
I
this one
think,
to hold pipe cleaners.
and then today in the mail, I got socks. I have no idea who sent them to me, but they have their socks with the Words and Numbers logo on them.
Well, I didn't get any socks. I don't know what to say about that, but
They like me better.
shut up. I do know that I'm supposed to be asking what's new and exciting in your world this week, Aunt. At which point I come to be quiet, and then you tell me something that's neither new nor exciting.
Well, anything to keep you quiet. So here's my thing that's new and exciting. Those of us who have used computers for decades will remember the open source, closed source wars for operating systems. Linux was the poster child for open source, and the code for the operating system was transparent. Anyone could read, modify, distribute changes to it. Importantly, the software was free. Now, in contrast, Windows was the poster child for closed source. The code for the operating system was proprietary, only Microsoft could read and change it, and they charged a pretty penny for it. Microsoft defended the closed source model, saying that it allowed them to control the operating system's quality and features. And further, there's no way Linux could survive as a free operating system. Well, turns out they were wrong on that count. But more than that, if you fast forward a couple of decades, in a recent interview, one of Microsoft's senior lawyers, Brad Smith, looked back on the open source, closed source wars and said that Microsoft was on the wrong side of history. Linux proved less buggy, faster, and though possibly because it was less popular, also less susceptible to viruses. Here's why this is interesting. Nearly 20,000 programmers worked on Linux, and they worked on pieces of it that they found as users that were important. Much fewer than that worked on Windows. Further, Windows developers had to have their projects, whatever changes they wanted, okayed through various layers of management. In short, the difference between open source and closed source is similar to the difference between free markets and centrally planned markets. In a free market, billions of people make individual decisions that contribute to the evolution of the markets. Importantly, each decision maker has a strong incentive to make good decisions because he has to live with the consequences of the decisions. But in a centrally planned market, a small set of central planners makes decisions for others. Importantly, they don't make decisions on the basis of what is important to the people, but what is important to the central planners. In Linux versus Microsoft, Encyclopedia Britannica versus Wikipedia, Android versus iOS, and countless of other situations, people seem to intuitively grasp that there's an importance to decentralized decision making. But many also tend to throw those lessons out the window when thinking about markets.